All right, let's get into some power rankings here. Let's go. Now I'm only doing top 5. I'm not doing all 32 teams just because it'd be too long. It'd be way too long. It'd be like very, 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 very boring to watch, I think. So, all right. So at number 5, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's talk about that. You know, the Chiefs lost to the Chargers Friday night, 27-21, in like a defensive battle, I would say. Like, wasn't even that offense wasn't even a pick in the picture there. So, I mean, it's kind of tough putting the Chiefs at 5 because they were in the Super Bowl last year. They did make it all the way, but they lost to the Eagles. And I think, like after this week, they'll be down even further, like because they play the Eagles again, and the Eagles are better than the Chiefs. So I think the Chiefs are going to lose to the Eagles next week, and I'll knock them down further at the rankings. And teams that go 0-2 starting off have a slim chance to make the playoffs. So, but I mean, it's the Chiefs though; they'll figure it out. I mean, the Chiefs defense just like struggled to stop Justin Herbert, who had a great game, that Friday night. So, I mean, like, I don't see them winning next week against the Eagles either, but that's why they're at 5. So, at number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, so I put the Ravens at 4 because I just, I think their loss to the Bills was kind of bad. They gave up a 15-point comeback to the Bills in the fourth quarter with like 5 minutes remaining in the game, and they lost the game. So it's hard for me to really. But the Bills are like a good team. They're a very good team, yes. But like the Ravens just blew it. They always do this. So it's kind of hard for me to put them any higher than like 4. Right? So I mean, I'm trying to think. Like I mean, I'm trying to give some props to the Ravens here, but like they did put 40 on the Bills. I mean, the Bills don't have a great defense though. And Lamar Jackson, is good. He's gonna be good. So like but I mean, if you look at the QB comparisons from Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen threw for 394 passing yards while Lamar Jackson only threw for 209. So I think it's pretty clear who the better quarterback was in that game. And, like, quarterback play dictates how your team's going to do. Like, I mean, the Ravens had a significant chance of winning the game with 5 minutes remaining, but they blew it, And it was largely due to, like, their defense, really. Like, I think, personally speaking. So it wasn't Lamar's fault, really. It was more so the defense. So, yeah, because their defense gave up 22 points in the fourth quarter when they only let up, 20 points throughout the rest of the game. So it's kind of weird a little bit. All right, but off the Ravens now, let's go to the Packers, number 3. So, I mean, the Packers recently acquired Micah Parsons from the Cowboys, which is a very good steal, very good trade for them, and it's showing that they're performing better. So their defense is elite now. They're Super Bowl contenders now. Like, they're going to be good for the rest of the season. So, but they just played well. They beat the Lions, who I thought were going to be a better team this year. They still could be, but I thought they were going to come out better, week 1. But I guess they didn't. So, and I mean, Green Bay's offense was clicking too. Jordan Love had a good game. Josh Jacobs had a good game. Romeo Doubs had a good game. Like, they all played well. So it's like, I mean, the Lions just couldn't stop them, really. All right, and number 2, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think people anticipated the game being that close. Like, I thought the Eagles were going to blow out the Cowboys, but they didn't. And the Cowboys just, I mean, like, they lost Micah Parsons, so they're presumably going to be terrible this year, right? But I guess they chose a promise against the Eagles, so I guess that's why they're at 2. The Eagles were Super Bowl champions, right? They are Super Bowl champions, right? So now, understandably, the Eagles, like, won the Super Bowl last year, right? They're Super Bowl champions, right? So I think there was an expectation for them to blow out the Cowboys, but at the same time, it's week 1. You know, like nobody's gonna blow out anyone, I think, in week 1. So, and the Cowboys kind of put up a fight without Micah Parsons, which I found surprising. So, but the Eagles just didn't really look that dominant. Like they looked dominant, yes, but they didn't look that dominant, if you know what I mean. It just felt like, you know, they were, I don't know what to say here. Like it's like, you know, it's a rivalry game, so it's gonna be like, it's gonna be close for these kind of games, yes, but you know. Now, do not get me wrong here. The Eagles are still a very good team. They are still Super Bowl contenders again. You know, they may repeat this year, but it's like I don't really know how you only beat the Cowboys by 4 points. You know, like when the Cowboys are not great. You know, so like the Cowboys outgained the Eagles by 5 yards, 307 to 302. Had more first downs. They had more like everything, I think, except for time of possession, right? So I don't know what happened, really. Like I don't know. I didn't watch this game, so I don't know. But like, you know, it was kind of weird. I mean, there also was a lightning delay in the game too, so we had to factor that in. You know, like players are not going to be performing nearly as well after they come back from lightning delay. I think, you know, like I don't think it's going to happen. So. But I mean, the Eagles are gonna bounce back from this. They'll be better next week, I think. Like they'll be a dominant team next week. You know, week 1 is that week where you just don't know how teams are gonna perform, right? You know, and that's for teams to like get ready to play for the rest of the season, right? So the Eagles will be good. They'll be good next week, I think. So, and at number 1, I have the Bills. Let's talk about that. Yes, the Bills staged a 15-point comeback against the Ravens. The Ravens, who I have at number 3 in my power rankings, right? They staged a 15-point comeback within 5 minutes of the game remaining. Josh Allen, like, is a beast. So, I mean, like, the Bills are going to be dominant. Like, they are definitely Super Bowl contenders. They're definitely going to win the AFC this year, I think. Unless the Chiefs or Ravens, like, come back from this, which I think the Ravens might. I'll say the Chiefs coming back from this, though. But you know, the Bills are going to be good. They're going to be very good. So, like, Josh Allen had a great game. You know, it wasn't his best game, but he had a pretty good week 1 game. You know, he almost threw for 400 yards passing. So, I mean, like, he might be the MVP this year. Again, I don't know. Now, the Bills' defense is what I'm concerned about, really. I mean, their defense let up 40 points to the Ravens. The Ravens have a good offense, though. So, but I mean, I think if the Bills just like, you know, fix their issues on defense next week, they'll be fine. They'll be ready to go. You know, for the rest of the season, right? Like they'll be fine. So, but yeah, if you look at the Bills' defense, there's no one that really stands out to you, I think, other than Ed Oliver and maybe Matt Milano. But I mean, the Bills' defense is something they need to work on, I think. But Bills' offense can carry that defense to a Super Bowl, I think. So, all right, to refresh your memory, I guess, I have the Chiefs at 5, Ravens at 4, Packers at 3, Eagles at 2, and Bills at 1. So, yeah, so who are your top 5 teams? Let me know.